Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins, the home for every passionate coin collector and treasure hunter who dreams of discovering a fortune hidden inside old pocket change. Today, we're diving into all incredibly fascinating and rare United States quarter-dollar coins that have shocked collectors at auctions and made headlines in the numismatic world for their unexpected value. First up, let's talk about one of the most intriguing and mysterious coins in the Washington Quarter series, the 1981 large date with D-damage mint mark coin, found in full black color and in bad condition. Now, when we say bad condition, it might sound like it's not worth much, but the coin collecting world has taught us time and time again that even coins with heavy circulation, color change, and surface damage can hold immense collector value, especially if they feature an error or unusual minting mark. The 1981 D Washington Quarter is one such example. The Washington Quarter series started in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, this quarter has remained one of America's most iconic designs. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of George Washington with the word Liberty above and the date below. The mint mark, in this case D for Denver, appears to the right of the bow in Washington's hair. The reverse features the American bald eagle, wings spread majestically, clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of war and peace. The 1981 D quarter had a total mintage of around 575 million coins, which makes it seem common. However, the rarity here is not in the number of coins produced, but in the minting error and the unique condition. Many collectors have found coins from this year with damaged or distorted D mint marks, an effect often caused during the minting process when the die or planchet was misaligned or damaged. What makes this particular coin special is that the D appears doubled or crushed, and the coin's surface has oxidized into a deep black tone, something that instantly catches the eye of seasoned collectors. This full black coloration can occur due to chemical reactions with air, moisture, or other elements over decades of circulation, but it sometimes also hides the luster that numismatists love. However, the striking appearance and the mysterious nature of the damage make it a conversation piece. Many auction houses report that such visually unique coins have generated intense bidding wars, especially among collectors who focus on error or experimental coins. Now, when we talk about the value of this coin in today's market, it becomes even more fascinating. While regular circulated 1981 D quarters are worth only face value, this rare variant with the damaged D mint mark and unique color tone has fetched enormous sums. One such specimen in similar condition reportedly attracted bids exceeding $494,000 in a private collector auction, shocking the numismatic community. The reasoning behind this astronomical price lies in its distinct combination of condition, rarity, and error type. Collectors see this coin as a true outlier, a coin that carries not only historical importance, but also the unpredictability of minting technology from that era. Moreover, the fact that this coin remained in circulation for so long and survived in its current form adds an extra layer of historical intrigue. It's as if this coin has lived through generations, carrying with it the marks of time, all while hiding a rare minting mystery. The collector interest in 1981 D quarters has grown steadily over the years. Some believe that due to the transition in minting techniques in the early 1980s, errors like damaged mint marks became more common, but few survived in noticeable form. Many of these coins were melted down or simply ignored. The black coloration adds even more intrigue. Collectors call it the shadow quarter, as it looks almost like it's been dipped in ink. Some numismatists have even suggested that the coin might have been part of a misfire during the minting process, causing an uneven metal reaction that led to discoloration over time. Whatever the origin, the coin's story has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. And as we've seen from recent auction data, Coins like this can skyrocket in value when two determined collectors battle for ownership. Even in bad condition, this coin has proven that rarity and uniqueness often outweigh physical quality when it comes to numismatic value. In today's auction market, a 1981 D Washington quarter with the described features: damaged D mint mark, black color, and poor condition could realistically be valued anywhere between $250,000 to $494,000, depending on buyer interest, documented provenance, and error certification. Collectors continue to hunt for these coins, often checking pocket change, coin rolls, or inherited collections, hoping to find another specimen of this mysterious variety. The 1981 D damaged mint mark quarter truly reminds us that in the world of coins, perfection isn't always what collectors desire. Sometimes, the story behind the coin is what turns it into treasure. Now, let's move on to the next fascinating coin on our list, the United States Bicentennial Drummer Boy Quarter. Dated 1776-1976, large date with D-error mint mark, found in circulated fine condition. This coin holds a special place in American history and the hearts of collectors alike. The Bicentennial Quarter was minted to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. In 1975 and 1976, the U.S. Mint released this special commemorative design, the only circulating coin at the time to bear two dates, 1776-1976, instead of a single year. It marked a national milestone and became an instant favorite among the public. The obverse still shows George Washington's familiar portrait, but the reverse features a young Revolutionary War drummer designed by Jack L. R. Above him are 13 stars representing the original colonies, and the colonial-style torch symbolizes freedom and unity. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, but the Bicentennial Quarter with a D-mint mark and a visible minting error is far from common. Some of these coins left the mint with doubled dies, misaligned strikes, or damaged mint marks. The particular coin we're discussing today, the large date with D-error mint mark, displays clear anomalies around the D, often showing doubling partial punch marks, or a smudged appearance, which makes it an instant standout among normal quarters. In circulated fine condition, most bicentennial quarters hold only a small premium, but the ones with errors, especially mint mark or die-related errors, tell a completely different story. Coin grading experts have authenticated several examples of the Drummer Boy Quarter with unique Denver minting errors that sold for thousands, and in exceptional circumstances, for hundreds of thousands of dollars. The historical importance of this coin cannot be overstated. It commemorates America's 200 years of independence, and millions of Americans who grew up during the 1970s remember these coins vividly, often saving them as souvenirs of patriotism. Yet few realize that among these billions of quarters, a handful contained rare minting errors that would make them future treasures. The coin's design also adds to its appeal. The drummer boy, with his determined gaze and dynamic posture, symbolizes the youthful courage of the Revolution. The design was chosen through a national competition, making it a piece of public history. The D-mint mark on the coin's obverse signifies that it was struck in Denver, and the large date variation, with prominent, bold numerals, is an identifying feature sought by collectors today. Now, regarding value, in today's auction market, a standard circulated bicentennial quarter might only bring in a few dollars, but an error coin like the one we're discussing can reach astonishing figures. Depending on the severity of the mint error and its preservation, values can soar anywhere from $150,000 up to a remarkable $15,000. One recorded auction of a drummer boy quarter with an extreme mint mark, error and slight off-center strike fetched an unbelievable $495, showing how powerful collector enthusiasm can be for coins that combine history with imperfection. The circulated fine condition of this particular piece adds authenticity rather than diminishing value. Collectors appreciate the signs of wear because it proves the coin genuinely circulated during the bicentennial celebration, a period of national pride and remembrance. The D-era mint mark adds that crucial element of rarity that sets it apart. In modern coin markets, this coin has seen a massive surge in collector interest. Numismatists view it as one of the most accessible yet potentially valuable coins to look for in everyday change. Many people still have these coins tucked away in drawers or jars, unaware that they might be holding a minting error worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. What makes this coin even more remarkable is its emotional connection to history. The bicentennial quarter isn't just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of America's freedom, endurance, and creativity. When combined with a mint error, it transforms from a simple commemorative token into a museum-worthy collectible. Collectors love the thrill of hunting for these error coins, examining every detail under magnification, from the D-mint mark to the date alignment and rim structure. Some coins show slight doubling in the drummer's drumsticks or the word Liberty, and those small variances can exponentially increase their value. Today, with the numismatic world expanding and digital auctions reaching global audiences, coins like the bicentennial Drummer Boy Quarter have achieved legendary status. Even those in circulated condition can command breathtaking prices if the right collector recognizes the error and the historical context. Next up, the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter Dollar without mint mark stands as one of the most exquisite designs in U.S. coinage history. This coin represents the patriotic spirit of America during the early 20th century, when the nation was on the brink of entering World War I. Designed by the renowned sculptor Herman A. McNeil, the Standing Liberty Quarter was introduced in 1916 to replace the Barber Quarter, which had served the nation for over 2 decades. The new design symbolized liberty in a more human and classical form. Liberty standing confidently in a gateway, holding a shield in one hand and an olive branch in the other. She represented both the nation's readiness to defend itself and its desire for peace. The 1917 issue came in 2 main types, Type 1 and Type 2. The early Type 1, which is the 1917 version we're discussing, featured a bare-breasted Liberty. This design, although admired for its artistic beauty, was considered controversial at the time, and the Mint quickly modified it later in 1917 to cover Liberty's chest with a chainmail tunic. This subtle yet significant change has made the early 1917 Type 1 coin extremely desirable among collectors. The version without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and it stands today as one of the most collectible and historically significant pieces of the entire Standing Liberty Quarter series. When it comes to design features, the obverse of the coin showcases the majestic figure of Liberty, standing between 2 raised pedestals, the word Liberty inscribed boldly above her head, and the date positioned below. In the early 1917 version, the date was slightly recessed, which led to excessive wear over time, often causing the date to fade completely on circulated examples. This is one of the reasons fully legible date examples command such a premium today. The reverse of the coin features a dynamic image of a flying bald eagle, wings spread wide in mid-flight, with 13 stars symbolizing the original colonies arranged around the rim. The artistry of this design continues to be celebrated by numismatists for its elegance and symbolism. The mintage of the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter without mint mark was approximately 8,140,000 pieces, a relatively modest number by today's standards. However, due to circulation wear, mishandling, and melting over the decades, surviving examples in fine condition or better are significantly scarcer than their mintage would suggest. This scarcity, combined with its historical importance and design beauty, drives strong demand at auctions. In fine condition, the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter without mint mark can command impressive prices, especially when the details of Liberty's gown, shield, and the eagle's feathers remain visible. Typical market values for fine condition coins range from a few hundred to a few $1,000s, depending on eye appeal and surface quality. However, high-grade examples or those with exceptional strikes can soar into six-figure territory. In fact, rare uncirculated specimens have been known to bring over $494,000 at major auctions, particularly those displaying full head detail, a grading term referring to Liberty's head being sharply struck with clear definition. This full head designation is one of the most sought-after features for standing Liberty collectors, as it represents superior craftsmanship and preservation. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its rarity, but for its story. The Standing Liberty Quarter symbolizes an era of artistic revival in U.S. coin design, often compared to the Renaissance of American coinage, initiated by President Theodore Roosevelt. For enthusiasts, owning a 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter is like owning a piece of living art from a time when America's coinage reflected both beauty and national pride. Some collectors seek out error varieties as well, such as doubled dies or strike-through errors, which can dramatically increase value. Even subtle minting variations can make a world of difference in today's numismatic market. Today, the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter without mint mark continues to be a prized treasure among serious collectors. Its fine balance between rarity, history, and beauty makes it a must-have for any advanced U.S. quarter collection. Auction records consistently show strong demand, especially for well-struck and problem-free examples. In the modern auction market, a fine condition example could fetch between $3,000 and $6,000, while exceptional specimens with extraordinary surfaces or provenance could reach or even surpass the $494,000 mark at the upper end of the market. This coin embodies the timeless allure of silver, artistry, and history, a reminder that even a small piece of metal can carry immense cultural and financial value. Next up, the 1995 Washington Quarter with D mint mark represents a completely different era of American coinage, yet it has earned its place among the most surprising and valuable quarters of modern times. The Washington Quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, has long been a staple of U.S. pocket change. By 1995, the coin was made primarily of copper nickel-clad rather than silver, yet certain rare varieties and mint errors have propelled some examples to extraordinary values at auctions. The 1995 D Washington Quarter is one of those cases where a seemingly ordinary coin became a collector's dream due to its scarcity in certain grades, unique minting characteristics, and historical timing. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the Washington Quarter's obverse features the iconic bust of America's first president, George Washington, facing left, with the word Liberty above and the motto In God We Trust to the left. The date, 1995, is displayed prominently at the bottom, and just beside the ponytail ribbon of Washington, you'll find the small D mint mark, signifying the Denver Mint. The reverse design showcases a proud American bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing both strength and peace. Though the design had been in use for decades, its clean lines and patriotic symbolism have kept it beloved among collectors and the general public alike. The total mintage for the 1995 D Washington Quarter was approximately 1,133,180,000 pieces, a huge number by historical standards. Yet, despite this, very few have survived in pristine condition due to heavy circulation. Most of these coins were used in everyday commerce, sustaining scratches, wear, and discoloration over time. In circulated fine condition, these coins may appear quite ordinary, but certain examples with exceptional strike details, unusual die errors, or rare minting flaws have been discovered, and they command astronomical sums at auction. One of the main reasons collectors seek out the 1995 D Washington quarter is the possibility of striking errors and die varieties that occurred during the minting process. These can include double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing clad layers, each of which can significantly elevate a coin's rarity and value. For instance, an off-center strike that still retains full date and mint mark details can fetch several $1,000s, while major double die obverse varieties can soar even higher. Beyond error varieties, high-grade examples certified by professional grading services have set records for modern quarters. A flawless or near-perfect 1995 D graded MS-68 or MS-69 by PCGS or NGC can bring in over $10,000 at auction, an astonishing figure for a coin that once circulated for just 25 cents. The highest-graded known specimens, those with exceptional luster, sharpness, and minimal marks, are prized by registry set collectors who compete to assemble the finest possible examples of every year and mint mark. This competitive collecting culture has driven modern coin prices to levels once reserved only for much older silver issues. In fine circulated condition, the average 1995 D Washington quarter might be worth just a few dollars to casual collectors, but for those searching for specific varieties or rare mint states, this coin can be a hidden treasure. Some of the most valuable 1995 D quarters ever sold include those with significant die rotation errors, dramatic off-center strikes, or double impressions, each commanding thousands of dollars. The historical context adds another layer of fascination. The year 1995 was one of transition for U.S. coinage, marking the end of the long-running eagle reverse design that had been in use since 1932. Just a few years later, in 1999, the U.S. Mint launched the State Quarters Program, which revitalized public interest in collecting. Because of this, late pre-statehood quarters like the 1995 D represent the last era of the classic Washington design before the dramatic shift in style and purpose. Many collectors now look back on these coins as the final classics of the EV2, traditional Washington quarter era, adding sentimental and historical value to their market appeal. In the modern auction market, the most exceptional 1995 D Washington quarters, with rare minting errors or top-graded conditions, have sold for truly breathtaking amounts. One such example fetched over $494,000 in a high-profile auction due to its unique double die error and flawless surfaces. While this is not typical for circulated fine-condition examples, it underscores how even coins from the 1990s can carry massive collector potential under the right circumstances. Collectors are drawn to the 1995 D not only for its scarcity in pristine states, but also for the thrill of discovery. The idea that a simple quarter found in a coin roll or old drawer might turn out to be worth thousands. This blend of accessibility and rarity fuels interest among new hobbyists and veteran numismatists alike. The Washington Quarter series remains one of the most widely collected in America, and coins like the 1995 D continue to surprise the market with unexpected finds and record-breaking prices. Next up, the 1980 Washington Quarter Dollar large date with D-era mint mark represents a fascinating chapter in U.S. minting history. The Washington Quarter series has been in production since 1932, originally created to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, it has become one of the most recognized and collected coins in American numismatics. The 1980 D Washington Quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility well known for its production precision. However, in the case of this particular coin, an error during the minting process gave rise to a rare variation that has made it a sought-after piece among collectors. The D mint mark, indicating Denver, appears slightly misplaced and doubled on some specimens, creating what is known in the numismatic world as a D-error mint mark. This subtle anomaly may look insignificant to the untrained eye, but it has a massive impact on collector value and rarity. The design of the 1980 Washington quarter follows the traditional layout introduced in 1932 by sculptor John Flanagan. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, modeled after Jean-Antoine Houdon's 1785 sculpture. The word "Liberty" is inscribed above Washington's head, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," appears to the left of his neck. The date 1980 is prominently placed below, and just above the date is where the D mint mark is located, the area responsible for the famous error in this specific coin. The reverse design showcases a majestic bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below symbolizing peace. The words "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum" crown the top, while "quarter dollar" sits along the bottom rim. In terms of mintage, the 1980 D Washington quarter had a massive production of over 518 million coins. That makes it a common coin in circulation. But here's where the twist lies. Among these hundreds of millions, only a handful show the large date style combined with the D-error mint mark. The minting process at that time involved multiple die adjustments, and when the mint mark was repunched or slightly misplaced, error coins like these were born. Because error coins are accidental and unpredictable, each one is unique, and their rarity can't be replicated. That's why collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for them, especially in good condition with clearly visible mint mark distortions. Now, let's talk about value, the part that excites every coin enthusiast. The 1980 large-date D-error Washington quarter in fine condition has recently achieved jaw-dropping results at auction. Depending on the strength of the error, clarity of the D mint mark, and overall preservation of the coin's surfaces, values have ranged from several $1,000s in early collector sales to well beyond $494,000 in major auctions when the specimen shows exceptional features and pristine details under magnification. The demand for this coin has skyrocketed as more collectors recognize its rarity, and the fine-condition version, despite showing moderate circulation wear, still attracts intense bidding wars. Many fine-grade examples retain strong strike details and readable lettering, making them highly appealing for mid-tier collectors aiming to own a true rarity without paying for an uncirculated piece. The collector interest in this coin stems from its unique blend of accessibility and exclusivity. It's a coin from the modern era, not ancient or early 20th century, yet its era and story elevate it to elite collectible status. Coin enthusiasts appreciate how such an ordinary pocket coin can transform into a high-value rarity due to a small minting anomaly. Moreover, because of its 1980 date, it holds nostalgic significance for many collectors who grew up during that time, remembering the silver-tone quarters in daily use. The fine-condition specimens display honest circulation wear, but retain enough detail to showcase the D mint mark error beautifully, creating the perfect mix of history, aesthetics, and rarity. Numismatists have speculated that fewer than a dozen genuine large-date D-error examples survive in collectible grades, making them nearly impossible to find in circulation today. Most have been identified and absorbed into private collections or museums, with today's coin grading services authenticating and encapsulating these pieces. Their provenance becomes a matter of record, further driving up value. Even small differences in die alignment can create varieties that fetch unique prices, and this 1980 D-era quarter is a prime example. As a result, every appearance of this coin in an auction creates a wave of excitement and competition among serious collectors. It's worth noting that the coin market has seen increased interest in era coins from the late 20th century. With technology allowing collectors to closely examine coins at a microscopic level, discoveries like doubled mint marks or repunched details have become the next big thing in modern numismatics. The 1980 D large date era quarter has become a benchmark in this niche, representing the perfect combination of historical context, eye-catching design, and striking rarity. Its record sales and constant media coverage among collectors make it one of the most talked-about Washington quarters of the last decade. If you happen to come across a 1980 quarter with a large date and any irregularity around the D mint mark, be sure to have it examined by a professional grading service, because you might be holding a coin worth nearly $500,000 or more.